Hi everybody. My name is Michelle the Bookworm, and I know it's been a while. Um, yeah, some things have definitely changed for a while now. I've been focusing on my job. Um, I work as an educational assistant at an outdoor school, and I've kind of just been developing and my love, my newfound love for teaching. So that's what I've been doing this past couple months, and it's left me um, very little time for reading and vlogging at the same time. But now, as I'm sure everyone's known by now, COVID-19 is now, it's in Oregon. So they've shut down the schools, and so now I found myself with a lot more free time, and I've been reading a lot more, which I am really happy about. I'm not so much happy about being let go, but it's okay. I'll be okay. Um, and with all this social distancing, I now have absolutely no excuse not to read anymore. My February last time I did a video, I believe I did um, a February challenge where I read nothing but romance novels. I am not going to do that type of challenge this month. This month I'm going to read a whole bunch of books that I've been really, really interested in reading and wanting to read, and I'm looking forward to reading. So, that being said, let me get you guys updated. So far I've read 17, or not 17, that'd be awesome. I've read 7 books this, 7 books so far this year. My goal is I'm supposed to have 12 by the end of April. So that's 4 books a month. I'm a little behind, but like I said, I'm really optimistic, and I believe that I will hopefully have 12 done by the end of April. In order to do so, that means I'm going to be reading 5 books, 5 books this month, which I definitely think I can do since I've got nothing better to do, right? Social distancing and all that. So, the first book that I'm going to read is a book on my Goodreads monthly for my book club, and it's The Green Mile by Stephen King. The issue that I own is in this beautiful, like, hardcover. So it's actually in beautiful, pristine condition. Look at that shine. Look at that shine. So I'm going to be reading The Green Mile by Stephen King. I think I've seen the movie, and as for those of you who know, I am a huge, huge Stephen King fan. This is a novel about a penitentiary who's known for holding really awful, brutal killers, and like the worst of the worst of the psychopaths. And it's particularly about this one uh, this one guy, John Coffrey, who's being sentenced to death for sexually assaulting and murdering 2 girls. I've seen the movie, so I know the ending. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but I'm really, really interested. I enjoyed the movie, so I'm going to be reading the book as well, and I'm sure I'm not going to be let down. Stephen King is a phenomenal author, and I am sure that the book is definitely going to surpass the movie. Um, so I also have 2 audiobooks that I'm going to be doing or finishing this month. One audiobook I'm currently listening to Robinson Crusoe on LibriVox. I am 4 chapters away, so I should be finishing that up pretty quickly. And I'm also going to be listening to The Count of Monte Cristo. Those are both books on my 100 essential books to read in your lifetime challenge. So I'm really excited to be checking those two literally off my list. Another book that is on that list is a bit of a chunky one, and that's Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. I started this book back in February, and it's a tough one for me because it has a lot of history, and I'm one of those people that if there's a meaning to a story, I really want to just sit down and figure out what message the author's trying to get through. And Hugo does a really good job of unpacking this book full of political references and stuff like that. So I've been trying to really understand what he's trying to say. I would like to finish this book. Is this a little too aspirational? I don't know. I'm gonna try to finish this book by the end of the month. And if I read 2 books a day, I can do that. Like I said, it's a bit of a chunker, but I've got plenty of time now, so I can definitely just sit down and figure out what this book's trying to say. For those of you who don't know, this is a book that Victor Hugo wrote to criticize French policies during the French Revolution in 1832. There's a lot of circumstances in here where it seems like policemen and politicians are so focused on upholding the law that they go overboard, and in turn, by punishing these criminals for very minor offenses like stealing bread, they end up ruining their lives. And so the punishments don't fit the crime, and I believe that's what Victor Hugo is critiquing, is the very harsh stances that the French political and judicial systems do. And so it's been very interesting so far. It's just, I'm just trying to take in as much as I can. So hopefully I can finish this month. If I don't, I'm not going to be too disappointed. So we'll see. The next book that I want to read, I'm actually going to start a series. I'm going to start a series. Let's see if I can finish it. This book is called A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. This is a trilogy that I borrowed from my friend Beth. Hi Beth, if you're watching this. Yes, I've been taking care of your books, I promise. That I've been meaning to get to for a really long time, and I just have had other things to read. So now I have no excuse, absolutely none, and I'm going to start this book series. This is about a young scholar, from what I can tell, who realizes that there are witches and demons and stuff like that, and so they start to learn how to be a witch themselves. Oh, never mind. So this is about Diana Bishop, who's a young scholar and a descendant of witches, and she wants nothing to do with magic. And so she banishes a secret book she banishes a book, and now everyone's trying to find this book. Okay. Interesting. So I'm really interested in reading this. It should be a really good trilogy. Yeah. The next book that I'm not planning on finishing, because it's taken me over a year just to get as far as I am, is Harry Potter et la Coupe de Foudre, which is the 4th Harry Potter book in French. For those of you who don't know, I do speak French pretty fluently, but this is the first book that I've read in French, and I haven't really given myself a lot of time to read this book. This book is, I generally, I read it very slowly, and I read it with Google Translate for the words that I don't quite know, or there's some certain things like they call a magic wand une baguette magique. So it's like a magic baguette. So some phrases I have to look up. But it's a really nice book just to like read and sip a cup of tea and like kind of help me with my French a little bit. I have no idea when I'm going to finish this book. I'm not going to set a date to finish this book. I just want to read and absorb as much as I can. Anyway, I will let you know how far I get. Right now I'm on page 162. So let's see how far I can get within this next month. I'll put a mark in here. Put a mark here, and we'll see how far I get. And the last and final book that I would like to that I'd like to read this month is Covered Wagon Women, Diaries and Letters from the Western Trials from 1840 to 1849. I'm currently writing a book that involves a journal from a pioneer woman. So I'm reading these to kind of get like the feel of the language of pioneer women. So this is not a book that I'm just going to like, I'm going to probably take notes on it. But I'd like to get back into writing that book. It's a brainchild that I've had for a couple years now. And, now's a good time to get back into it, I've got about a month and 2 months until my job starts back up. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to reading some nonfiction. I'm not really a nonfiction type person, but this should be interesting. I'm excited to kind of, again, branch out of my own comfort zone. So this is my stack. That I have, my goals. That I'd like to do this month. Hopefully, and I'd also like to challenge myself to film once a week, if not like with a book review, with at least like an update of how I'm doing, because I'm kind of one of those awful readers that tend to jump around from book to book to book. I can't just stick to one. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I will keep you updated. And what are you guys doing during this apocalyptic time? What books are you reading during this COVID-19 isolation? Feel free to leave your comments, book lists, or video replies in the comments below. And I will see you on the other side. All right, read on.